Hey guys, so welcome to another Shut Up Already. And I thought, well, I'm thermal cycling some blades here. I've going through a little bit of ideas in my head about some marketing. I thought maybe we could talk about that today. So as far as starting your company and thinking about marketing, getting your name out there to the right people, first thing that you got to figure out is a name of a company to name yourself. When I was trying to figure out some kind of name, I wanted it to be something that was really going to be kind of timeless, that's not just going to, kind of expire after a little while. I also didn't want to, the name of something else like a town or the country I live in or anything like that to really identify my company as well. So I didn't want it to be like, I'm in Quesnel, British Columbia, so I didn't want it to be like Quesnel Knives or Canada Knife Works or whatever, something like that. I didn't want to be identified as something specifically for that with your name, because you want to think about your name really has to encompass what you do really quickly, and you don't want a big long name, something nice and short. My name's a little bit long, especially when you're typing out an email address, but I went with something just with my name and Mike Jones Knife and Tool. So I make knives and I rebuild tools, and I guess the bushfuckers could be considered a tool, that sort of stuff. But it was just kind of that, almost like a classic sort of knife and tool. You can go with alliterations, like if your name starts with a B, like Brown, you could be Brown Blades, and then you get a cool logo out of that or something. So those are some things to consider. Also, there's lots of places you can look up to find out if your name has been used, even just Googling it, because everyone these days has a website. So if you Google your proposed company name, you're probably going to find out if someone else has taken it already too. And the young guys like to come up with Dragon Breath Forge and stuff like that, and it's just cheesy. And once you're through your teenage years, you realize that it's probably not smart. One other thing that I want to mention about using your name is, if down the road something miraculous happens and my company blows up for some reason and I get an offer for $1 billion to sell my company, it's more difficult to sell my name on the company or whatever, right? So if something like that happened, someone was told me about this and I never considered it, but down the road you might change to MJ Knife and Tool or something like that, like just so it's a little bit more saleable, I guess. So that's something to consider as well, just in case. Who knows, right? Other things to think about for marketing. It's going to be a while if you're just starting out, but before you're like really going to have to worry about like any type of advertising or anything. You'll probably get bombarded by lots of people who have certain Instagram handles or Facebook pages or whatever, and they offer to. Lots of people are going to offer to review your knives, for a free knife or whatever. Always look into those people. Ask if they've worked with other people, and then ask people what their experience were like working with them. If they have less followers than you do, maybe look somewhere else. I get a bunch of that, which is really strange. You probably, target, if you're going to pay for any advertising, make sure it's targeted. If you're selling hunting knives, maybe don't take out a newspaper ad in a really progressively liberal town. Also, maybe don't take out newspaper ads or radio ads, things like that. Try to be smart about it, right? You just got to think about, if you're the customer, how are you going to find out about this? Where are you looking for a knife, right? So just think about things like that, because there's lots out there, and this is a funny topic for me to talk about because I'm for sure no expert, but my brother might watch this, and he's actually a professional in the field of marketing. My father was too. Hopefully some of that rubbed off on me. But ask other people. There's lots of marketing people around, or other guys that are in the industry. Ask them what they've done, what they've found to be successful. Just about getting your name out there, right? One more. Is this annoying watching me have to do this while I'm trying to talk to you about something? hear me? So another thing, online marketing, the free ones, Facebook page, Instagram page, YouTube, like this thing, a vlog, all of this, it really is marketing. Anytime you put your name on something or your company name, that's marketing, that's getting it out there. Even like the way that you come up with your email address or something, if it's an easy to remember, catchy email address or whatever. Business cards, there's tons of online places that you can go and get super cheap business cards made. Keep it simple, keep it easy to look at. So again, something catchy, same with your logo. There's lots of guys out there who'd be happy to trade. I work in trade all the time for stuff. There's a guy who's rebuilding my website, thank Christ, finally. Rebuilding my crappy website for me, and that's going to be a trade for a knife or two or whatever. The guy that made my logo, Jay, did an excellent job, worked with me really well. I traded him for a knife, that worked out awesome. So there's lots of guys who are willing to sort of to trade for that kind of thing, and it's worth it for the cost of a knife or whatever, even if it's $100 or whatever. I'm not sure what that stuff costs because I did trade, but to get it done right and professional, it's worth it. I would recommend it. What else were we talking about? Online, yeah. Set up your Facebook. Go through all their stuff that they suggest that you do. They'll come up with Facebook pages are really good for that. They'll show you all the different things that you need to do to give them as much information as you can about it, because then they use that as like metadata, like search data. So anytime somebody's searching for hunting or recipes or anything like that, then they know to bring up your page because it's got cooking knives, chef, food, hunting, deer, outdoors, camping, all those sort of keywords in it that they know to search for. So they tag up all those things, all that data that we're all pissed off about them stealing. That's mostly what they're doing, is they're linking all those things together and showing you more of what they think you want to see on your Facebook feed. Instagram, same thing. Use your hashtags. They let you use some like 30 or something. Use lots of hashtags. Research your hashtags. Click on them. Find out which ones are doing good. Which ones, don't just use hashtags that have a million other that have been used over 1 million times. Use some that have been used 50,000 times. Some that have been used 10,000 times. When you use the hashtag, it gives you that little number and tells you. But mix that up. Don't just use the super popular ones, because that's how many other photos and videos on Instagram your post has to contend with. So don't just use the real popular ones, mix that up. Setting up your Instagram profile. If you're under 20 years of age, definitely put that in there, because that's apparently, I don't know, it gives you an excuse for doing shoddy work, I guess. If you're current or former military, that's super relevant to whether or not you can make a knife. If you're religious, for sure throw that up there, because that's got a built-in audience of a few 100 million followers. Just again, try to keep that like clear. Just put yourself in your customers' shoes. Figure out what they're going to want to read in that. They're not going to want to sift through a whole bunch of crap. They just want to see, make it look like you're a professional business, because that's what you want to come across as, right? If you want to actually be selling these products, look like a professional product seller. So just try to be real simple and put the important stuff up there that lets you put a website, link to your website, or if you have a YouTube page or whatever, just use everything they give you, because it's set up for that kind of thing. On Instagram, you can set up a business account. I've done it. Some guys have switched back to kind of see if they get more followers or more action on their photos or not, or whatever. It's kind of up in the air. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. It does let you have, like, there's a contact button, I think, that just brings up your email, that kind of stuff. I don't see any reason why not to do it. But try to figure out the Instagram algorithm if you can. It used to be really good. A lot of people had it figured out so they could actually use it to benefit themselves, and then they changed it all around, and now no one knows what the hell, how it works at all. So just post a bunch, try to be consistent, look at your insights, find out when your photos do better, and post more then. And that's because that's all marketing, and it's free, and it's popular. Like at online social media marketing is taking over. One thing I haven't done yet, but I'm probably going to play with soon, is promoted posts, both on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you can pay like $10 or something, and they will, your photo will pop up more on more people's feeds or whatever. And apparently, it's very targeted, and it's supposed to work really quite well. Problem with knife stuff is, on Facebook at least, knives are considered a weapon, same as a baseball bat or a vehicle or really big fists. But they consider a knife to be a weapon like a gun, and so you're not allowed to promote the sale of weapons on Facebook. Facebook owns Instagram, but on Instagram you can still promote knife-related photos, videos, and that sort of stuff. So I don't know why the double standard or whatever. I'm not sure why you're not allowed to promote a photo of a sweet, beautiful kitchen knife that someone's going to use to cook food. But you can still promote a picture of a car that someone could drive into, anybody if they wanted to or whatever. But this is the world we live in these days, so you got to play by the rules. And but I think I've been told that works really well. So if you're into throwing out a couple of bucks, there's also some, like I said earlier, there are some accounts, some Instagram accounts that have a lot of followers, and they're very targeted. They're like knife pages. You can use them. I think that a lot of them will take a small payment for a repost or whatever. I haven't done that either. I'm not sure how well it works. Again, click on the people who they have reposted and talk to them and ask them, hey, did you get a bunch, like a huge boost in followers out of this? Do you get any sales from those followers? Just do your research like everything else. Do the legwork, and hopefully it'll pay off for you. So, you can get into t-shirts and apparel and stuff like that. Try to sell them or give them away, but those people are a walking billboard for your company. Stickers, make a bunch of stickers, give them to everybody who buys a knife, give them to all your friends, stick them on your vehicles, send them a write-off. But just get anything you can do to get your name out there. Get creative. Be active on other people's posts on social media too. That just gets your name up there again, and I think the more active your account is, the better it does in the algorithm. Maybe. It used to be. But yeah, just any way that you can get your name to pop up in somebody's mind when they think knife or whatever your industry is, then that's the way to do it. And yeah, just keeping it simple. Don't get complicated. Don't give people too much information. Just let them know, here's me, here's what I stand for, this is what I do, and love it or leave it. And that's my approach to marketing anyways. I might be a little unorthodox, but that's how I do it. So good luck with it, and let me know if any of this helps.